But Angelina, if you'll stick with me on this question, California is simultaneously curtailing clean power, scaling batteries, and trying to stand up a hydrogen hub that you're in charge of. If you had to defend Arches to a skeptical but open-minded California audience in 1 minute, what are the 2 highest value hydrogen use cases you're prioritizing first? And what guardrails are you putting in place, clean power sourcing, additionality, so this doesn't become a hydrogen hype story?
How do I see hydrogen and why are we skeptical? We shouldn't be skeptical with hydrogen. We should be super enthusiastic about hydrogen. Hydrogen is a resource that basically takes the advantage of whatever resource you may have on the grid, whether it's fossil energy or whether it's renewable energy. But for California especially, with bringing more renewables onto the grid, and I'm also the founder of Renewables 100 Policy Institute, which is an organization dedicated to advancing renewables at scale across all sectors. So if we take these renewables and we look at the industries across the board that we can't electrify directly, but we can electrify indirectly with the electric molecule, which is what hydrogen is. Hydrogen is essentially, for us, sunshine in a bottle, and it's proof of concept at the Intermountain Power Plant project, where you're creating renewable hydrogen with solar energy, storing it in the salt caverns, and then utilizing the power transmission lines to bring it all the way to downtown LA. So yeah, go California. So you're taking a renewable energy electron and you're using it to create a renewable molecule, and you can use that molecule to decarbonize areas that we can't electrify directly. And so the 2 areas, actually 3 areas that Arches focused on as a hub, and Arches successfully won the largest $1.2 billion award from the federal government for the state of California in California's history. Now, of course, we all know what happened. The money was stopped. We're kind of in a hiatus, but it's going through the lawsuits, and I'm confident that we are going to have a successful hydrogen initiative in California. The areas we focused on, which were of highest value to California, was, of course, power production. Absolutely important to have a fuel that is reliable, resilient, homegrown, and allows us to operate a system reliably and resiliently. Heavy-duty transportation, because heavy-duty transportation, Class 6 and Class 8 trucks, as well as transit agencies, and most of the transit agencies in California are members of Arches. They love those buses, and to be able to operate reliably, you do need hydrogen as a fuel. It's an additionality. It's also something that gives us more options. It's not necessarily either or. And then ports. Ports and shipping. Shipping is very important. Ports are at the end of the line. They operate very heavy-duty equipment. They do need hydrogen because it does give them that additional level of having a fuel to operate the equipment that they couldn't electrify directly. But interestingly enough, they also need hydrogen and fuel cells as distributed generation because they're at the end of the line, and sometimes they don't have enough power to charge all the electric equipment that they have. So part of microgrid and microgrid solutions, that's extremely important as well. And then you look further on, shipping. Shipping is starting to become decarbonized. The port operators are telling me we're already getting dual fuel ships that are carbon-based fuels, whether it's methanol or ammonia as an energy carrier. So we need that as well. And then fast forward to agriculture, fertilizer. Ammonia is an integral part of fertilizers. We import our fertilizer. Price of fertilizer has quadrupled globally. We import from Texas, we import from Russia. It's fossil-based, it's not necessarily clean. So how do we have clean fertilizer in California? By using, again, green electrons to create hydrogen to then keep a very low carbon intensity fuel that we can have available in California. So hydrogen gives you that optionality to increase your renewables production, make hydrogen, which is a fuel, utilize that fuel in applications, whether it's aviation, because again, for aviation, you do need hydrogen, rocket ships, hydrogen. I mean, Elon Musk is a battery operator, but he flies his rockets on hydrogen. And we do need it for operating sustainable aviation fuel as well. So it gives you the ability to take renewables and decarbonize areas that you cannot electrify directly. And it gives you that ability to have local jobs, high quality employment, training, universities that are also very interested in. The uniqueness of Arches was this partnership of all of the unions, banding together as a united front, all of the UCs, one of the largest research organizations in the world, together as a united front, 3 national labs participating as part of the UCs because they also work on that. Renewables 100, our organization, that is also a partner. And everybody got together, applied with the support of the state of California, the governor's office, and GoBiz. And the application was successful. I believe that model works. That model can continue to develop the hydrogen vector in California. And it's a very important vector for all of us to succeed because it allows us to accelerate our goals, our climate goals in California, which are pretty ambitious. It allows us to reach them faster. And it's with a homegrown, clean fuel that ensures jobs, economic development, reduces pollution, and allows our utilities to thrive. So yeah, go hydrogen. So there shouldn't be any skepticism. There should be wild enthusiasm behind it.
I think they couldn't have picked a better spokesperson for hydrogen. You need to go out to all the other hubs and then go ahead and train them on their external affairs.